Hello, we are back. I'm Dave, that's Steve, and we have Bill and John from BEADLE and GRIMM's in today's Q&A. If only that was a real comment, John. Yeah. Yeah, John has just inhaled his lunch. It was delivered. We delivered to him. Fantastic. We've already gotten some questions. Now, for those of you who don't know how it works, ask some questions in the chat and we'll post them up and we're going to get sorted. We do have a lot of questions that were sent in. A lot of them were similar. So we may end up asking the same questions.
That's good. We'll just answer them over and over again.
Exactly. That's how we do it. That's what we do. But welcome, as always, guys. How you both been?
Excellent. We've this is we had this like little respite period where we didn't have much going on, and now all of a sudden this month things are crazy. Boom. So we're juggling plates, and but it's a lot of fun to have stuff going on.
Yeah, busy month for sure. And in fact, Bill and I are doing a live show. Yep. Tomorrow, so let's throw that on top of the mix.
That's what I said to Bill about coming on and doing another hangout and having a chat about everything that you guys do, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll bring John." And I was like, "But John has it. Well, I know Bill's going to be there as well, but it's like, but John's the DM. Doesn't he have a lot of prep to do? Is he other?" You know, he's been doing some homework the night before. Well, not even the night before; it's a day now.
Yeah. No, this is the guy who on Monday or Tuesday told me that he had decided to do a completely different adventure for Saturday.
That is true. That is true. I changed it up last second, which I'm sure is something that Bill totally appreciated.
Now we're really pulling it out of our ass.
For those of you who don't know, who might not know, we've got I've got the book here. Faster Purple Worm. This is the book of Mishap Adventures. I say Mishap Adventures. Is it the book that everyone knows you pretty much do die? I mean, it is the book of TPKs, which you not only turned into a TV show, or it was done for a TV show.
Yeah.
But you've turned it into now a what would you call it? A stage show, a touring improv extravaganza. How do you feel about that?
Fantastic. I mean, it's been a blast. It was one of those ideas that we had no idea if anybody else would find it as funny as we did, and we just thought, well, you know, let's just follow the things that really make us laugh and bring us some joy, and see if anybody else, gets the same enjoyment out of it as we do. And we've been very fortunate that there's a group of people out there who are just as sick as us, who think it's pretty darn funny.
But that's what it's all about, though, isn't it? I mean, you basically take a bunch of level 1 characters, level 1 players, and take them on a pretty short adventure, and then kill them. But it's not about the D&D in this aspect. It's all the improv. It's the character chit chat in between. And we've now caught up with some of the stuff we've got on YouTube. Both me and Steve came to Gen Con last year, and we finally got to see you guys live. That was utterly amazing. And being in an audience and everyone is laughing. I mean, the atmosphere is incredible.
I've got a question around that, actually. Like, has it ever got to the point where it's just so chaotic you've just gone fuck it and thrown the towel in to let everyone else get on with it?
I think Matt has.
Whatever you prepared. I mean, like when Matt's on the stage, maybe that might have happened.
We definitely have a lot of those. Fuck it. I don't know where this is going, but Matthew just took my mini, threw it down on the stage. Like, where are we gonna go from here?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The one that leaps to mind was that, John, I don't remember. Was it maybe PAX where Iffy's character just decided to commit noble suicide, and we were all like, wait, well, hold on, what's going on?
Yeah, we're like halfway through the show and he decides to kill himself. I'm like, wait, hold it.
He's already two characters too scared to go on. That's it. I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it ended up being really funny though, because even though he tried, he didn't quite succeed. So he was he was hanging in there for forever, and they, his friends were healing him, and he was just it ended up being really funny. Iffy is really funny.
I mean, this is why we really focus on getting people with improv backgrounds, because we want the show to go off in unexpected directions and surprise John and surprise me and surprise the audience. And so if you get people who are very used to, just being open to anything up there, it can result in some really fun stories that we could not possibly write on our own.
Yeah, definitely. There is you sent over a video, a snippet. It's quite a long, so I won't play the whole thing.
Yeah.
Shall I put it up and we can let's have a look at this. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear it as well, or if it's actually going to work.
It's so lovely to meet you.
There we go.
I do hope we become best friends and maybe trauma bond a little.
I do not know this trauma bond you speak of.
Oh, it's wonderful. Bad things happen and we become the best of friends. It's delightful.
Are you ready to die? Run from the purple worm's bite. It's just a matter of time. Your HP decline.
You literally made your character as we were walking on the stage.
Yeah, you were like, you waited till now. I was like, yeah, I used to try really hard to try and like get the right combination, and I still died every time. So yeah, now I do it backstage.
I spent about 6 months prepping Alex Bones.
So watch out the.
So you can clearly see there is a lot of love for this show. There's a lot of love for the people on stage as well for all of this that's going on. What's next for Purple One, other than the show tomorrow? What's next?
The show tomorrow is next. Yes, we have 2 big shows scheduled for Gen Con, and those tickets will go. I think they go on sale at the beginning of May. I think is when they open up their event signups. But we are right in the middle right now of creating the stories for Everybody Dies Volume 2. So the plan right now is to have most of that book done by late summer. So do another Kickstarter for that book August, I think, probably August, with the idea that, again, most of the book will be done by that point. So we don't want to have one of those Kickstarters where people are waiting 4 years to get the product. So, and I totally understand why people do it that way sometimes, but we don't need to do it that way for this. So it's more about using Kickstarter as a way of bringing people to the product, getting word and awareness out, and giving us an idea of what the interest level will be for it. So that really helps us in terms of our sort of, supply chain process. So, but yeah, I think we've got about half of the stories either written or in process of writing. So we're well on our way. We're starting to commission some art and some maps. I think John is commissioning a few new maps today.
So you're showing a couple.
This is volume 1.
First edition from Everybody Dies Volume 1. And the interesting thing about that is it just went on D&D Beyond recently, right?
Yes.
So now you can get this. You can finally get a BEADLE and GRIMM's product on D&D Beyond. And when we posted this, when we announced it, there was someone in the comments, who said, "Oh, so what you're telling me is this is just a book of adventures that are poorly balanced?" And I was like, yes, that's exactly right. They are gloriously poorly balanced.
Definitely. There's the other bit on here that I like is the. Let's try and bring that up again. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Sure. It's been a while. There we go. Because in the book, we've also got the making of. So the making of the TV show, you got your scrapbook, you got your photos. Everyone is there listed. Are we going to see something like that scrapbook feel conclusion for volume 2? Are we going to get more kind of, because of the stage show you've been doing, are we going to get to see more of that?
Yeah, that's right. So the second volume pulls much more from stories we've been doing for the stage show. So yes, there will be a scrapbook, but it'll be a little bit different because it will be from those live shows and pictures from Gen Con and from the Elysian here in LA, and the Comedy Store here in LA, where we did some shows last year. And so it'll be different, but same kind of idea. Yeah. And and there we are. Yeah. So the funny thing about this, I just wanted to bring up. So, yes, the show is in Los Angeles, and if you're in Los Angeles, we'd love to have you there. But we're also selling $10 streaming tickets to this, so you can watch it on the night of or anytime a week after. And that really, they do a wonderful job of shooting this. They have multiple cameras, and so you saw some of the footage in that video. It really comes out really well. So I think you'll have a good time with it, even if you can't be there in person.
Have you? I'm just putting this out. Have you had both Todd Stashwick and Jared Logan in the room at the same time before?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be more nuts than we've seen before.
It's gonna be a blast. They're so great. I'm very excited for this group.
There's a lot going on there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Do you do is it just the one game, or do you manage to squeeze in 2 games, 2 adventures, still just the one?
Yeah.
And are you going to have your one of your minis on stage, John?
I don't think we're going to do a minis thing for this show.
I just remember Gen Con last year. You see, you had your lovely dragon, and then Matt threw it halfway across the room.
I mean, I can't tell you what it will be, but I will say that WizKids has always been very generous and collaborative with us, and we have been promised some a pretty exciting mini for the Saturday night show that we're really jazzed to show off. So so I'll just leave it at that because I can't.
I keep bringing up the Gen Con because it was a big thing for us to attend when we were there. We've got here's some of my photos. So again, having proof that we got to see you all in person, live on the stage as well, which was incredibly fun. But also during the event,
just go back to that photo. So
that one.
Because we aren't sat at the back. We was about just over a third away down the theatre, and it was full. It was
jam packed. Yeah, there were people standing down the either sides as well. It was impact. That's what I mean. It was crazy packed.
Yeah, it's a 1,000-seat space, and it sold out in 30 minutes. Yeah, and that is absolutely me patting myself on the back.
The biggest question is when are we getting the UK tour? That's what we need to know.
Oh, God.
We don't have 1,000-seat.
We can make one.
Well,
come to the studio.
Conventions are very, very different, and I think if we were to do it, I think and we'd love to do it. I think it would be connected to the big convention you have there, and then do something there, and then maybe experiment with some smaller venues nearby to
I mean, smaller venues, Critical Role have booked out the O2 Arena,
so
as well as a castle
than that, little bit.
But it's amazing how much the still the love for Critical Role, the love for D&D, the love for watching these types of games live on stage. It is it's a different type of theater. It's great. It's really important that we get that out there, and it's lovely to see it. We got again, so we got. I managed. It was like treating you guys like Pokemon. I had to kind of catch you all one at a time.
You managed to get Josh in the background of that one as well.
There is Josh is in the background.
Oh yeah, look at that.
We got Charlie. We got Paul.
Dave's just pretending that this is a selfie. I am in the camera, obviously.
Yeah.
maybe. Right. So, Purple Worm, new show coming tomorrow. It's going to be out for live stream. And how soon before that goes on to? Is that going to go onto YouTube?
No. So the live streams that we sell tickets to, we'll never post the whole thing publicly. So if you want to watch it, that's the way to do it.
Get your ticket.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we've had a lot of questions in about the new Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons for later this year are becoming seasonal. Kind of, and there's a lot of talk about, this is like the computer games. From my point of view, what I've heard, and it seems more, here's our theme, this is what's coming out, here's a framework of some adventures. But going back to those smaller modules, so not exactly a giant campaign book, but smaller modules, maybe 1 or 2 levels. Are we gonna, like we've got, and I'll put it up on the screen here as well. Are we gonna see even more Beadle and Grimm's products because of this seasonal thing, or is it going to be spread over a bit of time? Are we going to see more stuff? Is basically what I'm saying. Can you guys cope with more?
Well, I don't know if you'll see more. I mean, the good news is that we have grown our audience, and there's a lot of people who have come to us who didn't have a chance to get some of our original products.
Yeah.
So not only will we continue to offer new products like the one that you just showed, that's our Strahd's Silver Edition of Ravenloft, but we'll also go to some of the back catalog stuff and make some of that available again. Like, for example, we just made our DM Vault for Keys to the Golden Vault available again, because that one was very popular. It sold out pretty quickly. We had a lot of people saying, hey, are you going to ever make this available again? So we're doing a lot of D&D stuff, but I don't know, Bill. I don't know that we're doing a ton more as far as premium editions per year, new premium editions per year. I think it's a pretty regular.
I think right now, we take it very much year to year because, they will do what they will do, and we just try to make the best decisions based on what it is they're doing. We don't want to force a platinum edition of a book that we don't think really needs a platinum edition. And we want to be able to make a platinum edition of something, even if we weren't necessarily expecting to do it. If when we see the text, we go, oh my gosh, this thing, it has so much stuff in it. There's so many great locations and handouts and whatever. And we think that it really warrants it. We want to make sure that we're able to pivot and do that. So, we really try to just stay open. There's a project at the beginning of 2027 that I can't name, but we've been kind of back and forth about what to do about it. And originally we thought this would probably just be a silver. It's that kind of book. But as we've learned more about it and learned more about how popular it is and how much enthusiasm there is for the setting, we've sort of adjusted our expectations. And so I think we're probably going to pivot to something more like a legendary or a platinum for that book, because I think the book is going to end up demanding it. So
Yeah.
That's the way we try to work. It's a bit dodgy at times because we don't have any control over it. We just have to try to roll with it, and sometimes we're making big changes at the last minute. But we do what we can.
We see a lot of love going into all the products you make anyway, because especially the platinum sets, all the box sets that you do. The quality of the handouts, the maps, the creative, you've got the encounter, everything, boom, 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 has now become this kind of staple diet of high quality mix of ideas and creativeness that a DM can bring to their table. We mentioned I showed up the latest. Here, where is it? Boom, boom, boom. There we go. This is Ravenloft Horrors Within. Pre-order available now. Talk us through this. We've got a lot of stuff in here. What can you share? What can you talk about?
Shot, man. Every time I see that cover, it makes me laugh.
It's a great. I mean, the head is coming off. That's what we need.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So this is a silver edition, and our silver editions generally include the book, right? So you're getting the actual module or book or however you want it, the release. We offer it as 5 booklets broken out so that you can hand the player copy to the players. You can keep your appendix open over here while you're running the adventure. It just, for me, and from what we've heard for a lot of DMs, it just makes it easier to navigate and reference the material in the book that way.
Yeah.
But we've got some great encounter cards for this set. When they last did Ravenloft, what they failed to do was give you the stat blocks for all the Dark Lords of the Domains of Dread. And this time they're giving you these epic stat blocks and epic art for all the Dark Lords. And we're creating these oversized encounter cards for those, as well as encounter cards for all of these new Domain of Dread monsters that are in the appendix. So that has been fun. We wrote a level 5 bonus adventure for this that you can only get in our box. We created an artifact, which is like a Cthulhu necklace that's really cool.
There we go. Yeah.
It is.
Beautiful.
So yeah, this is the Domains of Dread and Ravenloft are very popular. They're beloved, and for a good reason. Super fun setting to run. And the materials in this are just going to make it all that much more immersive.
I love some of the stuff that's coming out of here as well. We've got there's your Dread Tales in the Warehouse.
Right.
You've got how many? 3 adventures?
No, just one adventure.
Just the one.
It's a level 5 adventure in this one, but it comes with an all new bastion, like a haunted church bastion.
Gotcha.
And we have a battle map for that, and it uses the battle map, and it has the bastion handout that we include in the box is utilized. So it sort of utilizes a bunch of different elements.
Some of the handouts we got here as well. There we go.
Right.
And you can, and again, the paper texture, the thickness, the different print styles, it's beautiful. I think we've also got a picture of the maps here as well. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's the Haunted Bastion battle map. That's going to be.
And then
really
you got
fun.
the Domains of Dread there as well.
Yes.
Do you obviously you're seeing the text in advance from Wizards. When you're doing your own editions and splitting the book up and stuff like that, how much of that is how much creative freedom you have, or do Wizards need to sign off on pretty much everything?
Everything, for sure. I think over the years we've developed a really great working relationship where I think they know what to expect from us and we know what they require. And So the approval process has become a lot more streamlined. But yeah, absolutely. It's this is an official Wizards product. They take a lot of pride in it, and they want to make sure that we're putting stuff together in the best possible way. And I think we really appreciate that. It's actually really lovely to work with a collaborative entity that really cares about its products and has a very clear vision of how they want things to go.
And then a follow-on question. This actually comes from chat from the Underlord. Do you have any plans to revisit the older campaigns? So ones you haven't done yet, such as Storm King's Thunder, as one of our favorites, or Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah,
I would go even older as well. Can you go further than 5e? Can you go way back?
Oh yeah, we go back to what was it, the Temple of Elemental Evil, Paul's Radiance.
Yeah, if I had my dream scenario, I would take a shot at Red Hand of Doom, which I really love. That was such a well structured, well written campaign. Yeah, I mean, we did the Tyranny of Dragons box last year, and we enjoy going back and doing those things. It's really just a matter of finding which one people are really hungry for and picking something.
Yeah.
And also finding a hole in the schedule. And, that was Tyranny worked out well because they weren't putting out any books in that period. So we were able to kind of drop that in. But, we don't want to drop it in at a time when everybody's playing, the big summer adventure or whatever, and have it get lost in the shuffle. So part of it is just kind of looking at our calendar and saying, all right, when are we not going to have 3 other D&D things out there that we can kind of, give this its own oxygen?
I mean, because that is the thing. Storm King's Thunder, we played that for 2 years straight. And it's that level of commitment when you get to a campaign that's as big.
I was running that with 2 different tables. I mean, even Vecna, we're running that in the studio. I'm running that at work as a kind of team building exercise, and I'm running that at our Dungeons & Dragons Haven events here. So but I only have to learn it once. So once I'm prepped, I'm like, I know exactly what's going to happen now. But that's the point.
Dave is a subscriber to the Lazy DM.
Yeah.
we can't argue that. It's efficiency. That's right.
Yeah.
It's efficient. Yeah.
I will say the next time we go to do an older adventure, I can pretty confidently say that at the top of the list somewhere is Storm King's Thunder. It's definitely in that group of what we would look at next.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those campaigns because it spans the continent. There's a lot of travel, a lot of different locations, a lot of history from the Giants' point of view about what's actually going on there. And it's a great story. It's a great story. It's been very, 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 very well written. And the players always do something different.
The other one that we looked at for a while, and maybe at some point we'll figure out a way to crack this nut. But we look at Mad Mage every now and again and go, wouldn't that be amazing? And then we think about just how enormous it is and how many maps there would be. And
also like again, Mad Mage. The history of Mad Mage is in almost every edition of D&D. So there's so much there. There's so much you could bring into that, but so moving away from the Wizard of the Coast kind of bits and pieces, and everyone wants to know how you're going to do. Like we mentioned the seasonal stuff that's coming up, but your own products, your own independent Beadle and Grimm's products, Skullduggery. What's the latest on Skullduggery? We also have there's a question in chat as well about that.
So if you don't mind,
you've got the
bad boy.
Look at that.
That's
so pretty.
That is one of my favorite covers.
It's really exciting to get the proof of this It's production is.
That's a big book as well, isn't it?
It
How
is.
many pages you got in there?
Yeah, 220, I think, right?
That's a-
208, 208.
That's a hefty
pages.
book. Lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like the thick paper. If you've got Purple Worm, you can kind of see that
Yeah.
we use that really heavy stock. We just really love that. It just makes it feel hardy.
There's a nice quality to it. And are we gonna, because is that going to be a box set as well? Do you get the book in the box set? Or are we going to get the module version?
The box set is, in this case, the box set is separate.
Yes.
So you get the book, and then you get the box set that goes with the book.
Nice.
And that has all of the the battle maps and the encounter cards and the tokens and all the goodies.
Lovely. We did with the question we had in chat. I'll bring up on screen.
Yeah.
Was Glitching Badger reached out to say, this was asked earlier by Hood. Will Skullduggery be available on D&D Beyond? So now we've had Purple Worm there once it's launched, obviously. Are we going to see that also on D&D Beyond?
So I mean, it's kind of a long answer, and the short version is it's not really in our control.
Okay.
We've submitted it, but they get a lot of submissions, and they're again, they put a lot of work into adapting those things to make them appropriate for D&D Beyond and make everything work and make all the links work, and it's not an easy lift for them. And I think they very wisely are pretty selective about how many things they can take on. So we're just waiting, and I really, really hope it makes it into D&D Beyond. That would be wonderful. And we've done all the prep work for it and submitted it, and that's now it's kind of out of our hands. So I hope to get good news at some point this year.
Yeah, they have very they have clear goals as to what they want to accomplish with D&D Beyond, and sometimes it's just a matter of how does your product fit in with all the other products. Is it very similar? Is it different? Is it introducing things that they in a direction where they want to take D&D Beyond? So it's not always just, is this good, right? It's also, how does it fit in with everything else and with our roadmap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We got some. We were talking about this before we went on air, but we talked about other BEADLE and GRIMM's independent products here in the UK. We've noticed that some of the bigger retailers, we got Zartu, Mercoid, Midnight Tower, not Midnight Tower, Magic Madhouse. Have all started selling.
By the way, great names for stores.
Yeah, fantastic.
I love it. I love that there's no it's games and hobby.
Yeah, games and hobby store. No, that's old hat. Let's have something. Here's the Doom Pit. Come by every day you want. Get a burger, a shake, and something else.
Yeah.
But we're now seeing. So, and I was telling Bill earlier, we have our monthly events. Beginners are always welcome, but we're now seeing beginners turn up with their little tins of BEADLE and GRIMM dice. You can get the dice available in the large tins as well. We're starting to see the encounter cards in shops, online shops. Now, when we think of how tiny the UK really is compared to the States, it's a big move. It really is, because we don't have game stores everywhere. It's a very kind of low key event here. So finally getting into some of the big online retailers is a massive win, and it means that we can get your stock.
Yeah, that's such good news. Paul Shapiro, one of our founders, has really been working hard at getting us distribution into outside of North America and Canada, so that's the fruit of his efforts, and really, really happy to see that that's starting to work out.
Yeah,
keep it coming.
As a small company, it's not always easy to ship stuff from the United States over there, and to be able to have some products where right from the start we know we're shipping some to a retailer because they've pre-ordered. That really helps us to give that kind of access to to players and fans in those regions.
It's nice. There's a nice variety of stuff coming out as well. So we got the dice, which everyone loves the dice.
Yeah.
Mechanic cards, but also we got the battle boards. The battle boards are nice. I like those. We've seen those. We've actually got those. So near where we are, kind of Gatwick, we've got Brighton Town. In Forbidden Planet down there, they got a whole range of BEADLE and GRIMM's stuff. And I was in there the other weekend going, oh, look, I know these guys. I know this. They didn't know who we were, but we get used to that.
Fools.
Exactly. We're like, are you going to UK Games Expo? They're like, no. Okay, fine.
End of conversation.
Yeah, it pretty much was. It's like, okay, just take my money. I'll buy more. That's what they want me there for. No, we also got the latest Kickstarter is out and available now as well from you guys. This is Steve, you've got the bits and pieces, some bits and pieces there. But we're doing Star Trek.
Yeah.
And this isn't the first Star Trek product. But here we go. Take us through this,
John.
Yeah, so last year we did a Star Trek Kickstarter for 2 games, a murder mystery that was based on Titan A, and the Mary Celeste escape room game, and that did well. And we're trying to build on that. And this Kickstarter is doing even better than that one with 2 new games. This is the murder mystery that is set in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
We actually polled our customers and said, for our next 2 games, where would you like to see those set? And Deep Space Nine was right up at the top of the list.
Wow.
There's a really strong following for that series.
Yeah.
I think people really appreciated the moral ambiguity and sort of the grayness of the areas that they explored in that series that they hadn't done before. And so we used that for the murder mystery, and then Bill can talk about the escape room game.
Yeah, and then there's an escape room that is based on the Lower Decks series, which is the animated series. It's a lot more of a comedy series, a lot more irreverent, and just a ton of fun. And again, something that was very popular when we polled people about where they would want to see something set. I think that there are a lot of fans of Lower Decks who aren't big Trek fans, who just enjoy it as a show because it's so funny. So we're doing an escape room based in that, and that was partly because it polled so well, and also partly because our puzzle designer Spencer and one of our layout artists Gordon are both huge fans of Lower Decks. So when we sort of were brainstorming with them about what we wanted to work on, they were both so enthusiastic about Lower Decks that we've just said, gosh, we've got to take advantage of this. We all do our best work when it's something that we're really in love with. And so we knew from talking to Spencer and Gordon that if we unleashed them on a Lower Decks game, that they would do an amazing job. So they're taking a big role in building that box. Like, I'm project managing it, but they're doing a lot of the writing, a lot of the structure, a lot of the work, a lot of the script writing. So and they're doing a fantastic job. I just love seeing the stuff that they come up with. And every now and then I have to go to Google and say, what on earth are they talking about here? Because I've watched it, but I haven't watched every episode multiple times the way that they
Yep.
Some of these very deep in jokes, I have to check them and make sure that, oh God, is this right? Yeah, good.
So is that? I guess that's made the process a little bit easier in terms of like trying to fit an escape room content to the lower decks theme.
Yeah,
with them doing most of the heavy lifting on it.
Yeah. No, it's great. We need it. We have so many things going on. You know, I'm still finishing up the Ring of Chaos expansion set that's about to go into print, and we're working on the Purple Worm book, and we've got the D&D things going, and there's a new board game that Charlie's working on that we were play testing at last year's Gen Con. I don't know if you guys ever sat in on one of those playtest games with Charlie when you were there, but anyway, that's coming along, and we've just got a lot of stuff going on, and it's a huge help to us to have people like Spencer and Gordon who can really just take the ball and run with it, and that we trust are gonna come up with something fantastic. But
yeah.
We've got a little clip of a video that you sent over as well. Should we? It's where are we? It's about.
Let's see if it runs better than the last one.
Let's see if it comes through. Let's give this a go.
All right.
Welcome. We're Beadle and Grimm's, creators of the immersive game experiences Picard, Murder on the Titan A, and Strange New Worlds, Mary Celeste.
We got our start as a gaming company creating premium gaming experience for Dungeons & Dragons, Critical Role, and Magic the Gathering. Now we're launching 2 new officially licensed Star Trek games. First, we take you to Deep Space Nine, where you play a Starfleet investigator working to solve a shocking murder with a certain Ferengi right in the middle of it all. Put on your badge and comb through the collection of in-world evidence, including this beautifully detailed map of the station, to find key clues, build a timeline, and solve the mystery of the Holosuite homicide.
This game is perfect for any size gathering of Trekkies, Trekkers, or just fans of murder mystery games in general.
Study the evidence and submit your answers online to solve each stage of the puzzle.
Next, we go to the frenzied world of Star Trek Lower Decks, where you play the crew of the Cerritos as they uncover a dangerous mystery deep within their own starship. Work together to solve puzzles like, how do you stop a rogue transporter from beaming everyone out into space?
This game combines the challenges of an escape room with all the lore and comedy from the animated series.
Stop the Chaos Protocol before time runs out!
Set in the beloved worlds of these 2 series, each game lets you solve mysteries steeped in Star Trek lore. Non-Star Trek fans can absolutely play these fun and challenging games. No knowledge of the shows is required to solve them. But for die-hard fans, these games will surprise and delight with familiar characters and detailed references to the series.
Be the very first person to sign up to play these 2 incredible games.
Holosuite Homicide
And
Chaos Protocol.
And
Engage!
engage.
That's very, very nice there. Is that someone's house?
No, that is a rental property.
Is that for your B&G getaway?
What? Yeah. Every quarter we all get together in the same room in some way or another to have a 3 or 4 day event of just going through all the projects, trying to map out future calendars and everything. Sometimes we just do it at Charlie's house or at my house. Every now and then we rent out a house somewhere so we can just kind of get far away. And so that was that we made that at that event. It's hard to get all 5 of us in the same room, especially with Matt being so busy and Paul being on the other coast. So when we need to film a video like that, or anything where we need all 5 of us in the same room, we have to make some effort.
Do you take the families, or is it just the boys?
Most of the time it's just the boys. We used to do a family camp every summer where we would all get all the families together. Now a lot of our kids are college age and have their own things going on. They have trips and jobs and stuff during the summer, so it's become harder and harder for us to pull off the family event. But every year we try. We'll get it together again someday.
there's a whole lot of stuff going on with when you actually do get together. Do you mentioned talking about the products and what you're going to do next?
Yeah.
Do you spin around some other ideas? Are you allowed to say you're looking at other publishers? Can you take more work on at the time? How do you differentiate, or do you scorecard them? How do you determine what's a good thing?
I mean, there's certainly a lot of things to discuss. We definitely have conversations with other publishers. We're definitely talking about creating more of our own content. So yeah, we have a lot of competing ideas, and a big part of it is really just wanting to do all of them and trying to decide which ones make the most sense for the company, and trying to balance what we're passionate about with what our audience might be passionate about, what makes sense for the company, what we can fit into the schedule, all that.
Do you think,
with all of the D&D work we do, and the Magic work, and our original content, and the Star Trek, it's not like we're hungry for a ton more work. But yes, we're always open to looking for what the opportunities are.
That's the problem with being so successful and being wanted, because the products are great, they're top notch. There's a growing fan base of love out there. We've already had a load of people already shouting out, and loads of questions that came in as well, saying, I've got every box, I've got, or I'm missing this one, but I've got everything else. I started collecting here, and I've got everyone since. But that kind of need that, even like the platinum editions, there's only 1,000.
Yeah.
So once they're gone, and that's been great to see over the years, where people have gone, what do you mean I missed it? What do you mean it's sold out? How do I get it? Because it's not that kind of thing. It's nice to actually have, well, I was there and I managed to get it. And for these supporters to stay with you for so long.
What's the most requested reprint you normally get asked about?
I think it's maybe Waterdeep, because there were so many. That was the very first one. So many people who just had never even heard of us when that one came out. I
remember that one. That one came out, and that had the folding shot glasses.
Yes, collapsible shot glasses.
Yeah.
Wow, that's way back.
Did you? I mean, again, you think about that product. Let's put some shot glasses in there. Let's put that. What can we put in it? Shot glasses, because we can't put tankards.
Yeah,
I think
that's too heavy.
Yeah, but too big, too bulky. But shot glasses we can put in.
That would have been an interesting product discussion in that meeting, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, especially with that one, because we just had no idea what we were doing. We didn't know how to produce anything. Everything was just so wild and up in the air at that point. So,
over the years, what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
John, have we learned anything?
I don't think so. I don't think we've learned much. No, I mean, I think Bill alluded to it earlier. Allow the story to dictate the product as much as possible. Don't try and force anything. Just see what the product, see what the story demands, what the DM is going to need, and try to create that.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, do you guys know who Thunderlord is? Sorry, the Underlord.
No. I like Thunderlord.
He's bad.
Look, me and names. Yeah, don't give me names. Especially more than 5 letters. Just Bill and John. That's it. The Underlord, Thunderlord. I have no idea. I can't read it.
I did have a question. You it's gone now. It was like so. And do you obviously D&D Beyond is a big thing, and virtual tabletops. We've got Roll20. Roll20 is one we use. There are many others. You can have your virtual tabletop of choice. Do you ever see you get into a point where you get into the space of digital products, and and digital boxes, maybe for your own adventures and stuff like that, versus the physical, which is obviously what you're most well known for.
Yeah, Skullduggery, we're already set up to have that go on Roll20.
Right.
Nice.
That already has a VTT element, and as Bill said earlier, we're also trying to get that onto D&D Beyond. So, when it comes to our own IP, we have a lot more flexibility over the way that we deliver that, and we're trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, we're not prudes about it. We recognize that a lot of people play digitally, and we respect that, and it's been a big part of what's caused the hobby to grow so fast. I think just making it more accessible to more people who can't necessarily gather their 5 people around a table. We love it. That's actually been a big sort of point of emphasis for us in the last year, really since the Purple Worm book came out, of just figuring out how to optimize the books that we make for all those different VTTs, and how we need to set up our maps, and just trying to make everything as digital friendly as we possibly can so that we can make those conversions.
And is there anyone? I mean, we talked about obviously stuff doing with Wizards and Magic the Gathering and now Star Trek. Is there an IP that you would want to go after to work with? What would be the dream IP if you could choose one?
Bill's smiling. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah.
I'm smiling the way you smile when you stand on the border of a minefield. Just laughing about how I'm possibly going to get to the other side. I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that one. I don't want to call out anybody in particular. We've had some really exciting discussions. I think, one of the things that we would be excited about is doing something that isn't swords and sorcery. Doing an IP that's in a really different setting. I think would be a lot of fun and would challenge us creatively in figuring out how to build a box around a sci-fi game or something. We played around with that a little bit with Candela Obscura with Barrington Press, and that was a really, really fun, creative box to put together, because I think partly because it was a very different setting, very different aesthetic. Different time period. Everything, the art style was very specific and very, very different from D&D. Yeah. So I'd love to do something like that. That's just really as far away from what we've done previously as possible. John, you have thoughts?
Yeah, another one that has been creatively really interesting is the work that we're doing with Avatar RPG. We did a Kickstarter for a big epic Avatar RPG adventure, and that is it's just so different. Like the rule system, and just tonally, and the style of the game. It's just been really interesting to work on that. Really, really fun.
Yeah, Charlie's the lead on that one, and we've all been involved in different ways, but it's very much his baby, and when he brings stuff to us, like today, he just showed us this new piece of art that's absolutely amazing. But it's amazing in a very non-D&D way. The style is very much the style of the TV show, and it's just so cool to see us working on something that is just so far afield from what we would normally create. So.
That's cool. It's nice to know that there's still stuff out there that can surprise you and kind of entice you as well, as publishers, as creators, as fans of, you've been fans of this type of game for all your lives, to actually still find something that I want to go and do that bit. I want to go and work in this one. I want to go put that together. That's great.
Never a shortage of things that we get excited about. I mean, every time an opportunity comes up, our first reaction is, "Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Let's do it." And then we have to sit down and go, "Okay, but can we actually do that?
Can we? Do we have the time? Yeah. Do we have? Well, we have. We're going to do one last question, and then we're actually into the last 5 minutes of this. So get your questions in now. If we don't get them in on the show, I will post them over to Bill, and we'll get you some answers. But I nearly said it again. Thunderlord, the Underlord.
Thunderlord, it is.
Thunderlord.
Look, he has to live with, or he or she has to live with what we've decided.
Exactly. That's what it is now. When it comes to the minis that are included in your editions, how much control do you have over the design? And we have seen sort of variations in the box sets. I've got some behind me. I've got some of the Mind Flayers from the Obelisk. Do you have creative control? Do WizKids come to you and say, "Here's some options"? Do you go, "Well, I want it to look like this"? How much?
We have minis in our D&D boxes, but remember, we also have minis in our Ring of Chaos games.
Yes.
And the level of creative control is very different there.
Yeah.
Right? Because for our Ring of Chaos minis, we have complete control from beginning to end. Now with WizKids, it's
which is how you end up with a big guy with chainsaws.
Yeah.
one of the proofs from Ring of Chaos. That doesn't come from D&D, that's for sure.
Yeah, but with WizKids, we have a lot of creative control over what we're putting in the box and also alt decos. But a lot of times we are utilizing something because of our tight timeline. We have very tight timelines between when they give us the content and when we have to get our box out. That a lot of times we're working with them on creating new versions of molds that maybe they have in their back catalog, right? Like, okay, we have a wizard mold, but we actually need some red wizards. So let's figure out a way to do 3 new red wizards based on what you already have, and then do a bunch of new color, alt decos, right? The different paint jobs on all of them that'll match what we need. So there's a lot of creative fun there, but we're not often with WizKids saying, okay, we're going to do the 3D CAD from scratch. Like that doesn't happen a lot with them, but with Ring of Chaos, yes.
A lot more creative control. Love it. Right. We're going to wrap it up there. We are going to do what we always do. It's the last couple of minutes. It's the last tease. Okay. What can we tease? What have we yet to announce?
Oh, how dare you.
What can we do? What can we tease? What's coming? What's coming to this year? Or not this year? What's coming next year?
Well, as far as this year goes, John, the box for the D&D box for the summer has been announced, right? We can say what that is, or no?
Yes.
Okay, you say that.
Yes.
Say that, but what is it again?
No, I know what it is, but I want him to be the one who gets in trouble if it turns out.
So D&D has announced that they're releasing something called Unearthed Arcana.
Yes.
It's a two book set. And one of the books is more adventure content, and that's called Deadfall. And so we are going to be doing a platinum edition of Deadfall. So this is the Sastam Must Die.
Yes.
Epic high level adventure in Thay. Now we think, and it's in Forgotten Realms. We think our DMs are going to, that's going to be in high demand. They're going to eat that up. And so we want to create the best experience possible for that. And
I've read all the blurbs and stuff about it at the most, all the promotional material I've read about it. It sounds amazing. It sounds like this is taking from some of the older games, all the Red Wizard history as well, as you mentioned, Sastam.
Yeah.
Bringing this back.
It's very like Mission Impossible. Like it's very much a spy kind of adventure that you haven't really had. Maybe it harkens back a little bit to maybe Keys to the Golden Vault in that sense, that there's some of that sort of there's a lot of that. I think they refer to it as the spaghetti scene when they're putting those kind of movies together. You know, that time when everybody's gathered around the table and talking about what the plan's going to be. There's a lot of that kind of stuff in this story. That's really fun for players. So I think people will have a blast with that. We have Purple Worm Volume 2, and then we will have Boarding Party, which is the board game that Charlie's been developing that he was playtesting at the last Gen Con. We'll probably do some more playtests at this Gen Con. We have the shows at Gen Con. We're doing a show at Gamehole Con this year for the first time. That's exciting. And probably at PAX U.
Right.
And
nice.
Then, and then for 2027, you know, the big thing is, and I can't say what it is, but I would imagine that most people in the D&D discourse know exactly what it is because people sort of guessed it a long time ago, and people are really psyched up for it. So it'll be fun when that gets announced. I think people will be very, very happy about that one, and we're just excited to really get into that one. It has a very sort of it's D&D, but with a very different feel, very different vibe and aesthetic to it. And so we can't wait to get involved in that, and can't wait to be able to tell people about it. So
I'm trying not to. I know what's coming.
After we've gone off air.
Yeah. I'm pushing the buttons now. I won't mention anything.
Good.
Not even any initials that you may as we go off there.
I was trying to do that. All right, guys, we're going to run out of time there. Everyone joining us live, thank you so much for your questions. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who joined us, who sent questions in. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, John. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to push the button and then we'll just sign out. But thank you. We'll see you next time. Ta-da!